We're starting off high.
We can get a two fools agree on that one. Oh, by the way, look, we got the wide shot.
There was you had accountability. Now what I can
Now all you need is a podcast and a YouTube channel.
No, not even.
Where give me the money. Show me the money.
Apparently there's a Foolproof page.
Shoot the J. Shoot it. Live at Facebook.com/Foolproof Entertainment Network. I need you on Twitter. I need you to repost the Facebook pages.
To raise a human before I would
trust a human to raise a pack of wolves?
before I would trust a pack of humans to raise a wolf.
Right. I hear you. Yo, what up, fools? Welcome to another edition of Do Fools Agree. As always, I'm your host, Michael Reggie, here with my main man, Clifford Jordan Jennings.
I guess I'll be him this week.
That's who you're going to be this week?
Just this week.
I mean, do you get to have options? Are there other people that you could be? Like, I could introduce someone else if you've got alter egos that we should be talking to.
I am the actor portraying.
Oh, this is the actor portraying. I got you.
Mm-hmm.
The artist formerly known as.
See? Follow. He following.
You got it.
We got a guest in the building. We got my guy, Just Brandon. How you feeling?
Yes, sir, man. I'm feeling blessed. Hope y'all feeling the same.
You know, gotta be blessed.
I needed Cliff's reminder today to feel blessed, but I appreciated it.
Listen,
so I appreciate it, man.
Ain't that a nice little shout out? You know, I do what I do on and off the camera.
Right? Nah, I was supposed to have a half day today, and I worked a full fucking day, and I was being short with my my co-host here and my responses and texts, and he's like, "What's wrong with you?" Like, man.
Hey, but that's how you know. Like, that's how you know it's like a real relationship when they can tell through a text.
Right.
He's like, "Why you hit me with K's?"
Right. And it's not even that you gotta be short, but just the K, like. It almost struck me as like a smart female response, which is why it struck my attention to be like, what's going on here?
What's up with you? Well, I mean, you know the situation at work and what it's been the last 6 months.
If you hit me with one more K, I'd have
I only got two. We didn't get to the KKK. So
listen, motherfucker.
Nah, man, it was just a situation where, I was supposed to be off half a day today. I've taken maybe a full day since working 30 straight back in July, and I was just frustrated.
Right.
And I took the half day because my son was off half day so that I could actually spend a little extra time with him.
Right,
That's
right.
why I was frustrated. It wasn't
Right.
so much that I was working. It was that he was off school early. I had specifically taken the day for him and I to spend time together.
It'd be like that
he ended up being on video games
right,
for 4
and that's
hours.
what I was about to say. Play the game. I'll get with you in a minute.
And that's what happened, but
Listen.
it's also not mom's house where like he's got best friends next door that he can go and play with at any given second.
It's all right.
So it's all good. We threw it. It's Friday.
Right.
It's almost the holiday time. I need to be thankful for it, and I appreciate you reminding me of that.
It's
All right, enough feelings. What do we got? You got any inadvertence to get us going?
I do have an introvert. And I hate to put it like this, especially around Christmas time, right? But it's so many people begging out here that you won't even look at the motherfucker waiting at the bus stop because you're afraid they gonna put their head out and be like, you got something?
Right.
And I was thinking to myself, like,
Oh, and tell me there isn't always somebody there at the exit to my house. Sitting right there on Miller.
Usually, wasn't the night though. I don't know if I
Maybe it got too cold for him.
or maybe I caught him on his 15-minute break. But I skated right past him if he was out there.
my favorite is there is a woman that has been going around this neighborhood for I don't know 5 or 6 years, and she'll either come up to you on the street or she'll come up to your door and pretend to be deaf with like a pillow or something around or something, because this bitch has been pregnant for 8 years. All right,
She ain't never dropped it.
she ain't never had a child. She's had that stomach for 8 years. And I seen her talking to somebody one day, which is why I know her whole death act was bullshit too. So it'd be wild around
I
here,
ain't mad
man.
at you.
Hey, if it works and that's how you get your bread, handle your business.
Everything a hustle, right? You know
Right.
what I mean? And I will only imagine you could hit somebody once, maybe twice with the pregnant act. So
Well, that's the thing. Like, move on. Everybody in this neighborhood knows who you are.
Yeah, like, get a fake baby.
Right?
right. Or
Right.
hit the next neighborhood up. Like, come on, trick or treat.
Keep going east.
God damn. But I was just thinking like, is that why you see in this, I don't know how to phrase it, right? But you see a lot of bullshit going on. Like, you know, like attackings and shit like that off the low. And I think it's not because, and I'm not trying to like paint homeless people as crazy. I just think what's going on is because there's so many people begging, people are trying to avoid eye contact by any means with strangers around them.
Yeah.
And I think by avoiding that eye contact, by not directly, you know, keeping your eyes on your surroundings, you're walking into shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You ain't
Like
wrong.
you're walking right into shit, and it's because of the home. No, I'm just
I look him right in the eye and just go,
I mean,
Not
it depends.
today.
If I got something, it was a dude that asked me the other day if I had something. They up there in front of that speedway all day long.
oh yeah, they are.
And I was like, nah, bro, I ain't got no money on me, but I'll get you something out the store. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
what you need. And he was like, just
That's
like a
weird.
snack cake or something.
I'm like, all right, cool.
I
No, I'm
bought
with
him
you.
the whole box and a bottle of water.
The ones that ask
Do your
me,
thing.
the ones that ask me for dollars, I mean, I have to tell the truth. I don't carry cash. Hope you got a square on the end of your phone. Like,
You got cash out.
right? You got Cash App.
every now and then I keep cash on me, but not much. You know what I'm saying?
No, honestly, the
Maybe
only
40
reason I
bucks.
have any cash is to pay my son for chores, and even him, he now has like a note on my phone that says Andrew's bank account. $15. -$5.
Listen.
And then he gets salty when he's in the negative with me because I'm like, he wants to earn money. I'm like, well, you can do this, but that just gets you back to zero. Welcome to the real world.
Right. But he only when he gets older will he realize you don't want to keep your books at the bank. You gotta keep them
You gotta
motherfuckers
diversify.
personal, my G. You can't keep your tracking with the person that controls the money. That list will get a lot longer real quick. You'd be a -500 before you look up working to get back to zero. Nah,
I mean,
but-
I had something like that this week.
What?
I got a note from my company that basically said, hey, we've been overcharging you for your life insurance premium for the last 5 years.
Oh, you got lucky they gave you money back.
They did. They gave me $500 this paycheck.
Oh, that's what's up. That's what's up.
But still, it was like, I didn't know.
Right. Well, what if that was all I had? What you got for an introvert? Brandon, an introvert, if you have one, is just a random thought that comes to you. I just go throughout the week. You know, whatever comes to my mind throughout the week.
So I definitely got one. Actually, so I just made a post about it the other day on Facebook, and it went viral. It's got like 20,000 shares, like 10,000 comments or something crazy. People that don't tip, like at all,
Right.
I posted like I feel like restaurants should just start having like a section for the people that know they don't tip. Like even if you get good service, like I'm just not tipping, so I'm gonna go sit over here, and like you gotta go, like you gotta go pick up your own food from the server window.
Right.
Every restaurant got like a blacklist wall. Like, no, we'll serve them, but they have to go in this section.
Right.
I can't imagine that going poorly. I can't imagine a scenario where that turns into something else. I don't know.
Well, the way he's describing it though is that they would do it by choice, almost like.
Well, they're volunteering to sit in that section.
Like regular price
right,
is your top tier, and now I don't want just tell the chef to have and I'll come get it myself.
I'll come get it myself.
I don't care if I gotta dress my burger. You know what I'm saying? Just put it on the plate.
Toppings. Then at that point, why ain't you eating at home?
But my whole
Exactly.
thing is, tipping. I don't think tipping should have anything to do with that. I feel like even still, like you should probably leave a tip. Even if you gotta go up and get your shit, you know what I mean? Like, because at the same time, you're entering into that establishment. You're dirtying up my dishes. You're dirtying up my area. A busboy has to come out here clean up.
Well, I mean, most of that's still baked into the cost of the food, though.
Right.
The tip is specifically for. Well, I guess it usually gets split up, but.
I mean,
here's the flip side.
Pay the motherfucker,
right? And not require tipping.
Right.
Make tipping completely.
So that's the thing is like that's a big part of the debate is because if you pay the wait staff more, like if you pay them a good wage, then the price of food goes up 25% when you go out to eat.
And the price of food has already gone up 25% over the last 3 years.
But I'm saying, would you rather tip somebody 18, 20%? Or have to like 100%, you gotta pay another 25% on your meal. That's
when it gets to a point where I'm like, these greedy motherfuckers is making money hand over fist.
Oh, no doubt.
I shouldn't have to pay for your employment. You know what I mean? Like a tip is cool, but at the same time,
but a tip should almost be reserved. Like if wait staff were paid appropriately, a tip would be reserved for exemplary service.
Right.
Now, this country,
one
of the only ones where, like, that's not the way it is.
Yeah, I didn't even know that until I posted the status, and, like, the comments went crazy, and everybody's like, because there's all types of people from different countries coming, and, like, you can't tip here. Like, it's not allowed.
It's not allowed, yeah.
Right.
No cash.
I mean, that makes sense, though, right? Like, that makes sense. And I would imagine if I went into a restaurant where you couldn't tip, I could only imagine that the people working here are being taken care of.
Right. So they're probably happier, so the service is probably better anyway.
Man.
I mean, I'll tell you, working for a moving company for 4 years, you know what kept me there for 4 years?
The tips.
Every time I thought about quitting, I'd hit a big tip.
Right, the tips. The tips.
Man, I used to cook at a restaurant back in the day. It was like a hotel restaurant, but it was like a fancy hotel restaurant. And there'd be like multiple times where like somebody eating would like request the cooks to come out so they could tip us specifically. And like there's all type of people in my comments like I'd rather tip the cooks than tip the waitress.
I mean,
and it's like you you just gotta tell them that's what you want.
Like nigga, you capping because you could ask for it.
I don't want to bother him.
Listen, I'm sure it's enough of y'all back there that he can stand to come step out and grab this 20. Because if you calling the chef out, it gotta be at least a 20.
It depends on the restaurant. It's probably got to be more than that.
Listen, I'm sure.
Man. All right, my one. So, like I said, kiddo was on video games. It was cold. We actually went outside. We ran routes today. I taught him, like, what are the different routes, right?
Right.
So, taught him a slant, a hitch, a post, an out route. He's getting better. His hands are getting better. Anyways, we come back in. We're playing Minecraft or something. We get stuck both fell in a hole where we couldn't get out without like hurting each other.
How did y'all both fall in the hole?
Because I trusted him. And that was a mistake. So we're stuck in this hole. And I'm like, well, it looks like one of us is going to have to die to get out of here.
Right.
And he immediately murdered the shit out of me.
I like that.
I'm like, damn.
You should
You
have
just
even
straight out
but
murdered your father.
That was your fault, though. That was your fault.
For saying it?
Yeah.
I should have just asked him.
Right. Or thought, like, what are we going to do here? I guess I'm going to have to take you out. You know?
He was quick on that draw, man.
Listen.
The words barely left my mouth, and he's like, what?
The only thing better would have been if he cut you off mid-sentence before you did it.
Cut the head off.
And been out the hole. Let me find out.
Oh, that was brutal.
Y'all
I'm like, all right, I
motherfuckers
guess we're going to bed then.
I feel like, no.
No.
Yeah, nah, wasn't there a movie like that?
Probably.
It was a movie like that.
I mean, I have made the statement to him before. If you're gonna come for the king, you better not miss.
Listen, well,
he didn't miss.
Short shots now. He's taking short shots now. But yeah, I feel like it was a movie where they was stuck in a hole and the dude had to cut the other dude from below him to
get out.
Mm-hmm. Y'all live in a fucking pixelated cliffhanger.
Oh, no doubt. It was brutal.
But let's get into it. Let's get into why you on the show, my brethren.
Let's do it.
Were you able to upload the video?
I wasn't able to upload it, but I got another solution. So we're not gonna necessarily, the three of us won't see it, but it'll show on the show.
Okay. That's all that matters. But new song.
Yes, sir.
Go ahead and go through. Let me know something about it.
Man, I mean, honestly, this song was supposed to be like a throwaway song. I wasn't planning on doing a music video for it. I wasn't planning on promoting it. I was just gonna record something and just drop it. And the reason behind it was I had designed it like this dope merch. Like I was ready to drop some merch, so I designed this dope design. Well, I can't say I designed it completely, but I paid a designer and then I tweaked it. So we designed some dope merch. I'm not gonna take all the credit for it. And like the merch said, "Please don't feed the snakes" on the back. And I'm like, okay, this is dope, but if I just drop a hoodie that says "Please don't feed the snakes," people are gonna be like, "What's this for? Why do you have this?"
Right.
So I wrote the song, and I'm like, I'm just gonna put the song out, so that way, if anybody asks, I can be like, "Oh, I have a song called Please Don't Feed the Snakes." Then boom, I record it, and it's a banger. And so I get ready to upload that like iTunes, Spotify, whatever, and I posted a Facebook status asking people like who has snakes. Like I'm trying to shoot a music video, and my guy hits me. He's like, "Bro, I got a whole like reptile like shop. Like just come in, let's knock it out." So the next day I shot the video. The song was coming out 2 days later than that. So I stayed up the entire night, edited the video, and just so I could drop the video same day as the song. It's been out for like 2-3 days now, and I mean it's doing good numbers. Posted on a couple blogs. My Instagram's looking real good. Comments are looking great. I feel like I'm doing something.
There you go. No, that's what's up.
Right. And I mean, I'm not gonna sit here and act like I ain't heard it before. I listened to it when it was posted, or when Mark posted it. I mean, it's fire in my opinion, but we'll let the people be the judge, of course. So,
definitely.
Mike, you can go ahead and run
DJ, kick that shit.
Right.
They gon' try to snake, so I keep a shovel. The fake love lie, but they hate me subtle. They wasn't there for me through the struggle, but they see me winning, I think my brother. But they ain't my brother. Watch how they show the true colors. I don't owe nobody nothing. Honestly, I ain't got nothing for you. I do not lie, you know, I do not lie. Please don't feed the snakes. That smile on your face. Whole time they was waiting, plotting on what they could take. Whole time they was hating, they don't want you to be great. I'm not with the games. Please don't feed the snakes. That smile in your face. Whole time they was waiting, plotting on what they could take. Whole time they was hating, they don't want you to be great. I'm not with the game. I'm out with the game. But I'd be insane if I put it past anyone to change. People that you think love you really be the ones that hate when things go your way. It don't matter if you give them the world, they gon' still try to take. It don't matter if you real, they gon' still say you fake. And niggas be clowns, smile in your face, and as soon as you leave, get to run in their mouth. God told me step and they didn't believe, so when I caught my wave, every one of them drown. I tried to put people in a position so that's to be eaten when I ain't around. Let them the water, but they ain't bring custom, now they gon' feel done when the water ran out. If I knew then what I know now, we'd all be on. Gotta learn your lesson after taking every loss. Everybody can't go, everybody won't grow. Most people ain't cut from the same cloth. They already lost. Please don't feed the snakes. That smile in your face. Whole time they was waiting, plotting on what they could take. Whole time they was hating, they don't want you to be great. I'm not with the games. Please don't feed the snakes. That smile in your face. Whole time they was waiting, plotting on what they could take. Whole time they was hating, they don't want you to be great. They don't want you to be great. I'm not with the game. They gon' try to snake, so I keep a shovel. The fake love lie, but the hate be subtle. They wasn't there for me through the struggle, but they see me winning, I they my brother. But they ain't my brother. Watch how they show the true colors. I don't owe nobody nothing. Honestly, I ain't got nothing for you. I do not love you, no, I do not love you. Please don't feed the snakes. That smile in your face. Whole time they was waiting, plotting on what they could take. Whole time they was hating, they don't want you to be great. I'm not with the games. Please don't feed the snakes. That smile in your face. Whole time they was waiting, plotting on what they could take. Whole time they was hating, they don't want you to be great. I'm not with the games.
Yeah, that motherfucker go. That motherfucker go. I ain't even gonna stunt you. That motherfucker go.
Appreciate it.
And you know what? That shit got me thinking, right? Because I remember when we first started talking about you coming on the podcast, and you started talking about like why the people that know you don't support like like they should type shit. And I think that's because a real fan wants to be the first to know about you. They want to be the first one to be like, see, I told you about cuz. I told you he was going to do this. I told you he was going to do that. And I think what we run into with a lot of the people that we do know is, they feel the way they felt about you back when that took place. They may have preconceived notions, you know what I'm saying? They don't expect you to do because they know you not to type shit. You know what I'm saying? So it's harder for them to jump on board and support, even though it's free.
Right.
Doesn't cost nothing. Doesn't cost nothing to push a thumb and hit a share. But it's like, it's hard to do that with no faith behind it. And I'm not saying that people don't have faith in you, but at the same time, it's a lot of snakes out there too, right?
Oh yeah.
That really don't want to see you get that. And far be it for them to hit share and like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like that shit crazy. So
be the ones closest to you.
You hear what I'm saying? Please don't feed them. Please don't feed them motherfuckers. But yeah, you got a real banger on your hands.
Thank you.
And I heard that.
And to go off what you said, and like that really, it ties right into the song because it's like, please don't feed the snakes. Like you feed them, you don't know what they're gonna do. You know what I mean? Like you might get lucky, you just feed them and it's a great pet, a great fan. But you might feed them and they're gonna bite your hand immediately.
Yeah.
Right.
Before they even take the food, they're gonna bite you.
Shit. And they talk about having big snakes. You know what I'm talking about? And they say that motherfucker don't let it in the bed.
Man.
Because it's not about warmth. You know the motherfuckers size you up.
Look,
They gotta see how
in the
big
video,
they
when
gotta
I had
get to
that snake on my
swallow you
neck,
whole.
I had that snake on my neck. If you notice all the scenes where I'm holding the snake, I'm kind of stiff.
Yeah, you are. I did notice that.
Because at first I had the snake on my neck and I started bouncing around a little bit. It started tightening up on my neck.
Right.
I'm like,
Because it
oh,
didn't
nah.
want to fall off.
Right.
What do you think?
Right. Nah, I don't know if it. Listen. You get that motherfucker. You talking about feed him? I'm definitely not playing with the motherfuckers neither.
I ain't trying to be his food. How about that?
Never. You hear what I'm saying?
Man.
I held a snake one time as a kid, and I don't know what I thought when I was doing it then. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what I was.
I
thinking
wanted
then.
one when I was a kid, and I didn't get. I mean, I think
Fuck
we
no.
captured a little like garter snake. It's not the same thing.
Fuck no, no goddamn snake.
No, that one I had in that video was like 8.5 feet long. I told my dude that whose snake it was. I told him ahead of time. I was like, look, my girl said I can hold the snake, I can do whatever with the snake, but you gotta guarantee her that if this snake chokes me out, you're willing to kill it.
I need this in writing before we get started.
Listen,
I got a baby.
keep it a buck, dude. Them motherfuckers, they rap on you quicker than you think.
Mine would have been paying him to let it strangle me out and mark it down as an accident.
Right. This shit ain't finalized. Might still get some money out of this motherfucker.
Man.
I am finally worth more alive than I was dying now, so.
Listen,
Oh man.
I don't know what that's like.
Shit.
What's that like?
It's scary.
Listen, what's that like? Shit.
We got Malcolm chiming in the chat. He has some choice words for Brandon. Calling him a yellow copperhead snake.
Oh,
They
yeah.
called him a yellow copperhead.
Man,
Snake.
not the biggest snake, man.
Tell him I've been plotting on him
shit.
since day one.
I know, Malk stupid. That nigga's so dumb.
How's Malk get away with calling anybody yellow?
Listen,
Look,
the fuck?
Malcolm is.
I might be darker than Malk.
highlighter.
That's what I'm about to say. Malk is nightlight complexion. Malcolm is makeup mirror light complexion. You know what
He's got a ring light.
Right.
We just call him the ring. That's why he always fades into the background on his hidden
shit.
showers.
Woo! Where were we?
I don't know. What we talking about? Did we have any other...
I know he's talking about the snakes. Oh no, but I wanted to say I heard that I know it wasn't a freestyle, but that Churchill Downs freestyle.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That was nice.
Man, I'm trying to be like really strategic about like all the music and all the like snippets and stuff that I'm putting out. So like
Right.
that song specifically, as soon as that came out, you know what I mean, I started writing before the instrumental was even at somewhere I could find. Like I'm writing to the actual song.
Right.
I know like you don't get Drake on a song and not put a video out to it. You know what I mean? Like you don't get Drake on a song and it not be like the biggest record you got at the time. So I'm like, I know good and well they're gonna push this song. I know they're gonna drop a video to it. I know within 2 to 3 days somebody's gonna have uploaded a remake of the instrumental that I can hop on.
You can steal.
So as soon as that dropped, I didn't even know the words all the way whenever I shot that video. Like I recorded it and we drove to Louisville like the next day or 2 days later to shoot the video because like I wanted to make sure I dropped mine before Jack
you
Harlow and
dropped
Drake
it.
dropped theirs.
Listen,
That's
I'm,
smart.
right. That's what I was about to say. I'm
That
not
way,
mad
when
at your
everybody's
moves.
searching at that point, you become
Exactly.
search it.
Yeah. So
Right.
once they dropped theirs, I was like the second video for like 2 or 3 days.
That's awesome. It's
When you
good to be able
find
to
out-
find that kind of I mean, That's smart.
Let me find out you the where in the world is Carmen San Diego a rap right now. He trying to beg the best hit, give me that, and I'm taking off. That's smart though. That is definitely genius marketing.
It is.
That's genius marketing.
And it panned out too because like I didn't have to like market that song a lot. I think it's sitting at like 5,000 views, which ain't like a crazy amount of views, but like I didn't have to like.
But you didn't have to
Right,
do shit about it.
You know what I mean?
Right.
I mean, that's really what it is. If you can find a way to get into the conversation, the zeitgeist. I mean, it's the same reason why, like, when we don't do it enough, but like when a new episode or a new movie or whatever drops, I'm always like, well, let's talk about it and get that into the title so that if people are searching for
you never explained
reviews
it
and that kind of
Shit.
stuff. But
Thank you, Brandon.
it's also a timing thing too. Yeah, thank you for saying something I've been telling him for 3 years that he just don't fucking listen to.
I need another somebody that looks like me telling me I guess.
Right.
Then it makes
Hey,
more
it
sense.
really does make a difference.
Make sure these light skins never ever come back in
Just
style.
And I'm not light, I'm caramel. I'm a shade past light.
Your shade pass.
Yeah. I'm team in between skin.
Malk is dropping some truth now in the chat. Well, first of all, he said "fuck all y'all," and then he followed it
Fuck
up
you
with
too, Mal.
Brandon be a good. He actually said Brandon would be a hood marketing strategist for our network. We need to recruit him to the network. So we might have to have some additional discussions. We've been talking about doing this Foolproof Summit. Are we going to do the Foolproof Summit?
I mean, listen.
I think this was the weekend we talked about, but maybe we could get it done. I mean, shit. I got my birthday coming up. We could do it then.
Wait, give me some details. What's the idea behind it?
It's basically just getting the folks that have been engaged with the network over the last 3 or 4 years since we started it up, right before COVID, right?
Right. Mm-hmm.
And just talking about, all right, what are ways that we could take it to the next level in terms of additional content, whether that's other shows, other types of content, etc. I mean, honestly, like this one in particular, this show, you know, this started off because I went to Cliff at one point, or Cliff and I hadn't seen each other in probably a year or two, or hadn't really hung out in a year or two. We got together, we drank, we talked some shit, and we were like, we should record this sometime.
Man, that's how it happened.
And then like 3 months later, it hit a point in my brain where I'm like, I'm not letting this go. And so I bought the equipment, I bought webcams, mics, all that shit. And we started January before COVID hit.
Yeah, what was that, 2020?
Yeah, January 2020. And then we went almost, it wasn't quite 100 weeks straight, was it? Did we get to 100 weeks straight?
Mm-hmm.
And then we kind of died off a little bit after that.
Mm-hmm.
Man, you know they say I think it's 7. I think it's most podcasts don't reach the 7th episode.
Yeah, I mean, I believe it. I mean, we've got one on the network that made it to 12 episodes and he kind of fell off.
Was it only 12?
For Jeff's.
And he's
Yeah.
not doing it anymore?
Nah.
Why?
It doesn't make it a priority.
I mean, I don't want to, get it.
No. I mean, but that's some.
It's better to be doing it than not. You know what I'm saying?
I would agree.
You never know which episode is going to be the episode.
The one that catches.
Right, and he was on some mental wellness type shit. Like, that's what's popping right now.
It is.
Like, if you would have probably kept pushing, you would have been.
Well, the thing was always the volume of the content. Like I said, we did it for a year and we only got to 12 episodes.
Right.
So was it just him on it, or was it like him?
He would have guests. So
Okay.
he's a licensed counselor here in the Columbus area, and he would have other counselors on, other kind of therapists. He had a couple of barbers on at one point, and the whole theory was like mind and body understanding. So it was basically mental wellness and physical wellness, and how those two things play together, etc. And probably the tamest of all the shows on the network, but it was good content.
Right. I thought that was the reason that he had to leave, was because of the other content.
That's kind of what he said at one point, and then he never did it again.
See, that's where it's like, well, damn, like you could have.
Right. we can still be doing it.
Right.
And we got the setup to do it now.
Doesn't matter where it's coming from. It's good shit for people to hear.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, and I think that's the opportunity too, because, you know, I tell people this all the time when they ask, like, it's not that hard to do this.
And let's keep it.
And most of it's free, and most of it you can do off of, like, if you have a laptop, you can do it with a built-in mic and webcam. Is it great audio quality? No. Like, if you want to put some money into it, buy a decent webcam and buy a mixer and a mic. Like, but that's not that expensive.
Is the mics on our phones are
great.
Crazy.
Oh yeah.
The cameras on our phones are great. Like, you could do
you
it.
could do it all off your phone,
right.
No doubt. No doubt.
But
it just seems like
y'all
cheating
talking
now.
about this actually brought up a couple of things for me, and so one of them is the like the idea that like his content didn't really fit. You know what I mean? Like his content was more tame, and he felt like, I mean, I don't know if what he really felt like, but like it kind of like pushed him away from the network in general or whatever.
Right.
So I kind of had a similar situation recently, but kind of in the reverse. So I hopped on. I've been doing a lot of like TikTok challenges where I just like I'll spit a verse on whoever's beat or whoever's song.
Right.
There's a Christian band that put out an open verse challenge, and I hopped on it. Like originally they posted like, this song would be dope with Chance the Rapper on it. Let's do an open verse challenge. And they probably really wanted Chance to get on it. And I'm like, look, I'm not Chance, but I hopped on it anyways. And mine was the best one. Like they shared mine and everything. But like the idea behind it was whoever had the best verse would get on the song.
Right.
But I'm not a Christian rapper.
But you can drop a Christian verse. Oh,
Right.
but they still don't want the image.
They don't want the crossover image.
Exactly.
If somebody were to look you up and see, oh, they're on this, but then they have songs like that. Yeah, I see that.
So,
but it's not like he's
the video they shared, like they tagged me in it and everything. Like it did like 150,000 views on Instagram, and like I probably got 200-300 followers from it, and like these people are following me, and then immediately unfollow the rest of my content, and like so I get it 100%. But Chance the Rapper is also not a Christian rapper,
right?
You know what I mean? But he makes music sometimes related to God. I do the same thing. And it's like, I was a little butthurt about it, but I also like I get it 100%.
Oh, no doubt. Well, and the thing is, like, to Cliff's point, and I think even the point you made around Chance, like, DMX had some very religious intended songs, and then he also had shit like The Omen.
Listen,
let
me tell you something. I would say, and I have been to a lot of church, not so much recently, but I've been to a lot of church. And let me say that I have gotten some of the, I'd say 80% of the most profound things that I've ever heard have come out of somebody down on their luck.
Oh, no doubt.
Oh, yeah.
It's almost to the point that I don't want to believe you if you have a certain image about you. If you're too squeaky clean,
This is why he doesn't listen to me about anything.
That might be true. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're too squeaky clean, it's like the message doesn't resonate with me. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, how do we relate?
Right.
How do we relate? You know what I'm saying? But when you see somebody down on your luck, you know you just a bad decision away from being where they're at.
Yeah. You're right.
Mm-hmm.
And a bad decision doesn't take a whole day to make.
No. It could be a split second in most cases.
You hear what I'm saying? So with that being said, it's a lot of people that would come here for our content that may also be feeling down on themselves, that may find something out of yours. You feel what I'm saying? Like,
yeah. Well, and the thing is it's not that he ever got any feedback. Like, this was all in his head.
Well, didn't
like,
he
never
didn't
really
he make
got
the news
for
the podcast? Didn't they talk about the podcast on the news or something like that?
I think he had an ad spot somewhere. I don't think it was necessarily the news. Maybe I'm wrong.
I think it was where they
because they were posting.
They were supposed to interview him and they never ended up doing, and they just said it. But when you say something like the name of a podcast on the news, and then you get those people looking up Foolproof Entertainment, I can see.
I mean,
how
but
you
here's the
get
flip side:
run
is that we are clearly like a comedy show,
right,
right? Like,
right.
it's in the name. Do fools agree? Like, we are clearly like not doing this in a serious fashion,
Right.
So that's where I'm like, okay. I mean, we've talked about it with Hit the Showers too, where you guys have talked about like wanting to do, high school or whatever, and talking to some high school athletes.
Yeah,
that's going to be a difficult thing to do with the image of the show.
Right.
Like having an under 18 audience when every single episode of yours is listed as explicit because of the amount of just swearing, really.
Right. That's really it.
But I mean, that's where it comes back.
But
to.
how much worse have you heard from your coach?
Oh, no doubt. But I'm also not recording it as a coach.
Right.
Although I don't think I've ever said anything on the podcast that I wouldn't have said to my kids on the team. So.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, my daughter's done a podcast with me. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
do as I say, not as I do. You know the difference between the two.
No doubt.
You know?
I think it's a from a parent standpoint too, because it's like, you know good and well these kids hear and say way worse. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And I know my daughter does. You can't fool me, motherfucker. Come on now. Let's go. And you're 12, around the age of emotions, and you know all your hormones going. Man, stop playing with me. Like, you can't play me, baby. You come from these nuts. And if I passed, what is it, 52 cards in the deck? If I passed what? That's
the 26?
Yeah, if I passed 26, if I only gave you 15 out of the 50, listen, you got a certain way about you. I know it for a fact. Know that factually. But I mean, it's all a matter of perception, though.
It is, and that's the thing, is that I don't know. I come back to our problem is time in the day in terms of our content.
You said time in the day.
It's enough time, and we've talked about this.
What
with going back and like being able to clip shit out. Like if we would take stuff and have, 30-second, 90-second clips that are more digestible than a 2-hour episode. And I think we've started scaling. I mean, at least on this show, we've scaled back the episodes a little bit. And some of that's just because we're getting old and we tired at this point. But in order to hit that viral state that Brandon's talking about, like, you've got to have short form content.
Right.
Because short form is what goes viral. That's what builds your audience. And then what builds the community
exactly
is the long form content.
Right.
Man, I got a camera running right now. As soon as we get done, I'm chopping up snippets of anything good I said.
Listen, I know that's right.
No doubt. Make sure you tag us in that shit.
You already know. Listen. God damn it. What did you just say? What were you just talking about?
Short form versus long form content. Like, short form is what builds up the viral. Oh, fuck, I don't know, man.
Damn, I can't remember. You sparked something in me and I just lost it, and I can't remember what the fuck I was talking about. Oh, but did you see that Joe Rogan clip I sent you?
I did not have a chance to pull it up. So what was it?
So listen, this is wild, right? And I can't remember exactly.
Oh, was this the Santa one?
Yeah.
Okay.
With the mushrooms.
Okay.
So you watched it?
I started it and I didn't finish it, but
man, it's hella like, so I can't even describe it the way he did. I'm not even going to try to, and I can't put it up. But apparently it's a mushroom, right? It only grows in Siberia. It's a red and white mushroom, and it only grows under pine trees. So they were saying that there's a connection between these mushrooms and Santa Claus. They were saying that the mushrooms, red and white, same color as Santa Claus.
Sounds like it's a connection between the mushrooms and Mario, but go ahead.
Womp, 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 womp.
I really thought that's where you were going like, until you said Santa Claus.
No,
I was like,
listen.
See,
so it's
Brandon's
the mushroom
with
from
me.
Mario.
Fuck
But
you,
you know
Cliff.
what? But you know what? When I watched it, that
You rich motherfucker.
when I watched it though, Mario did pop into my mind because that's
Yes.
the depiction of the same mushroom. But they only grow in Siberia, the North Pole. They're eaten by the caribou,
Reindeer.
which are
All right.
reindeer. They said that what did they say?
He said he was a shaman.
No, it's a connection to a shaman. I don't know if they had a use for him that I'm missing out on the connection of, but they said when the shaman would come visit houses during the snowstorms, they would only be able to enter through the chimneys because the door would be snowed in. And they said that there's a connection between this
That
mushroom
and the myth of Santa Claus.
as well as Christianity. They say that they believe that Christianity came from a mushroom as well. There's a mushroom that translates into Christ,
Okay.
and it would only come out when it rained.
Okay.
Something else had to happen, of course, but then when the rain mixed with it, all these mushrooms would pop up overnight, and the people would eat them and, like hallucinate or whatever. And they believe that's where they came up with a lot of the stories.
The story
It's
of-
a lot deeper than that. I can't, I'm not doing the story justice, and I don't know that I truly believe it, but I do like that.
But it was interesting. I got
Right,
you.
I do like that. Like they were just talking about, like the Neanderthals, the other group of them. They just found out that they had tools that they didn't know that they had back then. Like, and they're saying that we're learning so much shit, and because we were so arrogant, you know what I mean, to believe that these people didn't have shit, we're finding out new shit, and that's life, right?
Right.
So at some point, you figure out that the book wasn't nonfiction so much as it was, you know what I'm saying?
So much. It wasn't myth so much as it was nonfiction, and it's just been misinterpreted over the years.
Exactly.
I mean, that kind of goes with even the comment you made when I sent you the video earlier this week about the fact that we finally achieved nuclear fusion. And I made the joke that, well, there's the world. We're going to end up blowing ourselves up sooner rather than later. And you came back with, how we know that's not how, the Egyptians lived or
right.
the first man lived, and that's why we don't know where they're at anymore.
Right.
Like,
all that history erased, yet you can't explain these things.
right. I think the other
Like,
one.
y'all got my Google searches. I got like 4 tabs on Google.
I like that though.
I got some diving to do.
Listen.
The other one that came up this week between us that we will probably do a deeper dive episode on at some point. You sent me the video with, and maybe this was last week. You sent me the video with Kanye talking about the simulation and kind of what his view of the simulation was.
Right.
About how the simulation is kind of self-inflicted. We have put up a simulation ourselves by what we've been taught, by what we've been done, which is the
I don't know
same.
so much that it's self-inflicted though.
Well, so
I
to your
understand what
point,
you're trying to
you know what
say.
I mean, though. Like,
Right.
it's external influences have shaped our view of the world, which have
Right.
shut off our eyes to other things.
Right.
basically. And that is very
That's a good
much
way
in
to put
line with the Toltec philosophy from the Four Agreements, where basically we have created a dream reality, we as all people on Earth, and we shape each and every one of our own dream realities based on the influences of other dream realities on ours. And so nobody sees the truth. And the only way, and it's not even necessarily to break out the dream, but but you have the power to reshape the dream is kind of within the Toltec
It's what's
philosophy.
his name? He's Cave.
Yeah, exactly.
What's his name?
Ooh.
You know what I'm talking
Prometheus,
about?
is it? No.
No. Damn, what's my nigga with the cave? You know what I'm talking about,
I
though.
think I do, and I'm blanking
About
on
the
it too.
prisoners that were chained to the cave chained in the cave, and they could only see the shadows of everything walking by, and they believed the shadows
were
reality
yeah.
until they released one prisoner, and he came back and tried to tell them the truth, and they wouldn't accept it because that's all they ever knew. What the fuck is the guy's name?
I mean, it's just called
There's
the
so much
allegory
stuff that's
of
like-
the cave, and I'm trying to see if there's a name associated with it. But
There's so much stuff like that goes on, like social constructs in general.
Right.
Like, I was actually just thinking about it before I hopped on here. Like, I got my baby in here with me, and I got my older kid watching the baby over here in the corner, and I'm like going through it in my head, like I'm trying to be professional, so I'm not trying to be like holding my baby in the video, but it's like
Why not?
professionalism is a construct. Like,
Right. Why not? Why can't you?
like why is that not professional? You
well,
know
and
what mean?
I think that construct's also been blown up a little bit with the advent of work from home because of COVID and all that. Like, I think we got used to seeing each other in your home environments, and I think in a lot of ways it humanized people more.
No, I agree with that as well, but I just feel like, and I've said it 1,000 times, if we're
Plato's
all
cave, by the way, that was Plato.
Okay.
Plato's allegory of the cave.
Right. Okay.
Adds to Google searches.
If we're all snowflakes, right? And I don't mean in the sense of being soft. I mean in the sense of being unique. How the fuck can we operate on a norm?
We can't. There is no
A norm would be abnormal if none of us are the exact same.
Right.
There's no way we can fall in line with these. And that's where I think the depression and all that comes from. Matter of fact, I never said it on this podcast. Theo Von, the comedian, he said it on either his podcast this past weekend or he said it on Joe Rogan's podcast. He said he believes depression comes from the fact that we are still animals. We are still the people that we were ancestrally. So we had to have our senses up. We had to have spider senses to be able to survive back then and make it. Now that we live so comfortably, our senses are still firing, but they have nothing to fire on, so they fire on itself. And now your alerts are your feelings.
Your
like,
threats are your internal threats.
Right. And it's like that's where the depression and the anxiety and all that. And I feel like that's the most accurate.
There's a great South Park hits on that too, because they go from the security system because the milkman, they're worried about the Amazon man becoming the milkman, and basically the Amazon man's at your house every day. He's fucking your wife. And then they go from a security system to an insecurity system. It was like an internal security system. And so every time you're insecure, you get the phone call from the security company. It's like,
Khakis.
what's your password?
I'm wearing khakis.
But it's the same idea.
That's genius.
Occasionally, man.
That is genius.
Trey and Matt still got it.
Insecurity, like, I've seen insecurity kill so much creativity in so many people.
Right.
Like trying to the whole like compare and despair and like trying to do what everybody else is doing on Instagram, and it's just like it's not normal to be normal.
Period.
I agree with that.
Period. There should be no social norm. There should be no. Now, of course, you need laws, but when we start getting into feelings and emotions, shut the fuck up, because your feelings are not the same as their feelings, and their feelings are not the same as my feelings, and my feelings aren't. So when we all talk about your hurting feelings, now I'm not doubting that feelings aren't being hurt, but at some point, when does your insecurity system kick in?
And it's funny because that's where a lot of, again, I'll go back to the Four Agreements philosophy is that if you keep taking that in and allow it to shape your reality, then of course, you're never going to be as good. And honestly, this goes back to conversations we have had countless times on the show, which is a lot of it is driven by curated content on social media where people show you the parts of their lives that you want them to see.
What's the name? He just killed himself.
Right. Twitch.
Yeah, and I didn't even know he was Ellen's DJ. I knew him as the dancer.
Yeah.
Just killed himself. Now this is where it gets deep, right? Because I understand why they say that, most rich people do kill themselves because they realize that the money doesn't fix the issues that they're actually dealing with. But at the same time, you have everything. Like, you're set, right? You're Ellen's DJ. That means I'm sure you can get in trouble, like driving crazy or whatever, and they're like, bro, we know you already see you on the
We saw you on Ellen.
Yeah, I was just watching it in the break room.
Immediately disarming all the white cops. Oh, you're on Ellen.
Right. You know what I'm saying? He could keep a do-rag and a hood on, and they still like, Twitch, motherfucker, that's you.
Yeah, like you made it when like you can walk around with a do-rag on,
and not
you're on national TV. You're a nigga on national TV, right? And white people love you.
You hear what I'm saying? And then to kill yourself, like, and I'm saying, like, I don't mean to sound insensitive in any way, because God bless his family, anybody involved, but it's like when you have situations like that, it is much deeper than feelings.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's much deeper than that. Like this is, and I don't even mean to sound like on some conspiracy shit, but this is the food that we consume. This is all of the bullshit, the pollution, everything is all, like, it's all affecting you. It's affecting your vibrations.
Mm-hmm.
And it's throwing you off mentally. And if you don't realize that you're currently being affected and work through that shit,
right?
I can see it. We just talked about a person down on their luck, you being one bad decision away from where they're at.
Yep.
So imagine that from a mental standpoint when you know that the food is tampered with, it's fluoride in the water, it's all these bullshit that you got to deal with, on top of the fact that the powers that be are feeding you certain content to rile you up.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And distract you.
That's all I'm saying. And it's up to you. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's up to you not to be a snowflake. Now I mean it in the soft.
Yeah, I was about to say,
we changed definitions.
Right,
we changed definitions midway through.
You feel what I'm saying? Like, I know you're a snowflake, but you don't gotta be one.
Yeah.
You hear what I'm saying? But who am I?
I don't know. We started off the show with that. I don't know if we landed. You're
I'm
the
just
actor portraying.
Right. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, who am I to say shit? I just know that everybody got their demons. Everybody deal with their own shit.
It's
and
true.
you will be until the day that the good Lord or the star in the sky from the Big Bang or whoever you believe you'll go home to.
Man.
Until that day comes, you will be dealing with the same bullshit, period, point blank. And it's up to you to sift through what's real and fight through what's not.
Amen.
And I think it's up to you to like really figure out like who you are. Like you keep saying like, who am I? But it's like, once you can figure out who you are, like in the world, like online, like at home, like once you can figure out who you are and you can like actually just be yourself,
Right,
like
right,
100%, like
that.
just really be you.
Right.
Then like you're good.
And we've talked about this in the context of my divorce around part of my issue became continuously trying to be something that I was never comfortable being.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And hitting a point, especially in that neighborhood, of like, I cannot continue to put up this front to fit into this crowd when I don't want to fucking be here in the first place.
Right. And but let's be real. That's how do you think I would feel? Or the average black man that has to try to succeed in a world like this.
No doubt.
But my wealth comes from the fact that I don't have a code switch.
Yeah.
I can truly say that I am this person
Wherever you
in
are.
any situation that I'm in. Now, I may change my voice on a phone,
Right.
But everybody who knows me as this.
Well, and I think that that's been with that is one thing I'm proud of with kind of how I've come up through the ranks at work, is that I have never changed who I was or how I approach things or how I approach people. What I have done is adjust the levels. And
Right,
so
right.
when I'm at work, it is toned way down.
Right.
Now, occasionally I turn it up just for my team so they can see that, like, I even had this conversation with them this morning where I'm like, I understand you guys are burned the fuck out. I am too. We are all doing like 3 different people's jobs right now, and we are
Right.
working on it. But understand that I am just as much in that group. And then obviously prove that to be true with, supposed to be in off today and being there the whole day. But same time, I come on this show and I just don't there is no max level cap at that point. Like, you can turn it all the way up. And it's the same thing they used to talk about, and Malk will appreciate this if he's still listening. It's the same shit they used to talk about with Stone Cold and The Rock back in the WWE like Attitude Era. Like, the reason those characters were successful was because that was those people just turning the volume all the way up.
Yeah.
And I think that that's kind of getting to the same point you just made, Brandon, around being able to be comfortable in whatever it is, whatever version of you that you're putting out there, being comfortable being that version, and that version really being what you want to be.
Right. I just want to be me.
Right.
Now, go ahead, Cliff.
Oh no, I was just saying I just want to be me. That's it. That's all. And it's funny, right? Because not to like put no downer on the show or anything, but I used to do music too, and I lost my passion to do so, and it started coming when like. It's so ironic because that DMX rap about the industry is coming back around on TikTok and YouTube and all that. And they said it's interesting only for a real nigga to enter the industry, not to fit in. And I got that feeling, and I never got nowhere near like where that was, but when you start to book shows and shit, and they start to like look into you, and they like, I don't know if I want you at my shows. Like, how the fuck can you be Chief Keef if you don't even allow me to be Chief Keef
Right.
at the open mic night shows? You know what I'm saying? Like, you're not even allowing us. And I know you know why.
Yeah.
Of course. I know you know why. Like, and I'm not saying that people weren't just in questioning. I'm not saying that. But it's like, how do you blow regardless of how much better you are, if goes back to what I said, why it's hard to have fans when they're older, when they're people you expect to support, because they have preconceived notions
of you
of
and
who
what
you
you're
are.
doing.
Not who you've grown to, but who you are.
Or who you were.
Right. Last time I remember him, he was this.
Exactly.
I'm not interested.
Right.
Not knowing that, just like we said about Jeff's podcast, could be exactly what you need to hear right now.
Absolutely.
Could have been that this motherfucker grew right into what you needed to hear. And unfortunately, and it's not like I don't have those thoughts as well. I'm sure there's people out there that I'm like, nah, not feeling them just because of...
Well, and I think too, like, what's interesting to me is just, our audience isn't huge, but like, we don't get a ton of any kind of like negative feedback, generally speaking. And some of that's that we have. No, I'm with you, but what I'm saying is that like, people will go out of their way to say, "Oh, hey, I finally did listen to an episode, and like, I really liked it," or "You guys were talking about this." I mean, the worst that we get is like, sometimes it's like, "Oh, you guys have almost too big a spread of content that sometimes you'll hit something that I'm just not interested in."
Right. Now it's funny, right? Because wait, what did you just say?
I said sometimes the only kind of negative feedback I hear about us is it's not even negative. It's that our spread is too big, and then people are like,
so
"There's a piece of your content I don't like," or it's not that I don't like it, I just don't care.
I lost it again.
Damn it!
Oh no! When it comes to people that you've known, that you be like, "Hey, bro, I'm doing this right now. Like, check me out." It's almost like work. Like, where if you don't hear anything at all, everything's good.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, everything's good if you don't hear anything at all. Because usually motherfuckers are trying to be like, let me critique.
Right.
Yeah.
But if you can't find nothing to critique, then you usually just stay quiet. Might get a little view from you here and there, but you're not supporting. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But see, like something that you just like something you almost said, Cliff, where you kind of said it was like, I want the negative. You know what I mean? Like I want something that makes me like think like, dang,
How could I
Do
do
I
this
suck?
differently?
Right.
Yeah.
Listen, I say at the end of the Hit the Showers, like, subscribe, share. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Tell an enemy. Tell them to troll.
yeah,
I welcome whatever kind. Listen, if you have something to say it. We can either address it or
Or ignore
it. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
And I'm looking to address.
It makes for good content. Like
Right.
that's something I've been telling a lot of people. Is like I see so many people like deleting. They're like when people comment like negative stuff, they just delete it. Like they don't even pay no attention. I'm like, look, screenshot it, save all those screenshots,
Put it up there and
then,
talk about
and then
it.
address them all at once. Address all of them.
Right. Especially if that's the content. Come on now.
Right. Well, and I think too, like, I don't know. I've over the last couple of years, and I'll use the Schmodown group that like I follow from a podcast standpoint.
Mm-hmm.
When they were on AMC and Collider and some of the bigger like news networks, you could tell they couldn't be themselves because all they were all they cared about was the subscriber number.
Right.
Now that they have
Man.
split off and are on their own, yes, they have fewer subscribers, but the community they've built around themselves
Right.
is
right.
paying them better through like Patreon, through all that kind of
Yes.
stuff, more so than like what they were getting being part of a big network and those kind of things.
Right.
Y'all
And
want me
so
to
that's-
preach, man.
That's where I'm at right now. Where like I don't necessarily want us to get to 1 million subscribers at any point. I don't even care if we get to
Though it would be
100,000.
great.
Right, because it would be nice to have a secondary income stream. And honestly, if
Nigga,
this was our
trust and believe, if we got a
if it-
million subscribers, that would be my primary income stream.
Well, and that's
I
the
would
thing.
not be slaving.
that's the thing is that until you get to that many, it can't be a primary
Right.
income stream.
the fuck.
And
Man,
even with
I
1 million
noticed
subscribers,
recently,
it's not that much money. Trust me.
I've been spending so much time. Well, I'll say prior to like maybe like a month and a half, I've been spending so much time like just like in my head and like just in general, just thinking like I need to get more followers, I need to get more likes, I need to get more views, like I need to get my numbers up. And it took me realizing like I don't need to get my numbers up. I need to get my community up.
Right.
And ever since that thought crossed my mind, like my pages have been going crazy. Like my numbers are going up. Like
Right.
I do not put out content
For the sake
thinking
of
like,
content.
ooh, this is gonna get likes.
Right.
I put out content because I'm like, oh, this is good content.
Absolutely.
And now that that's where I'm at, like in my journey, like I feel like my journey is actually a journey now. It's
Right,
not. I'm
right.
not still stuck at the beginning. I'm
And-
not at the start line. Still.
And don't get me wrong, like you do have to hit a certain critical mass in order for it to be a real community that you can engage with.
right.
But at the same time, like if it gets too big, you also attract the negative attention at that point. So
Right.
you got to find that sweet spot where like you've got enough to create and to post things too, but you also have few enough that folks can feel like they can engage with you.
Yeah, they
And
feel
you
like they
can
can like reach out and they
respond
can,
and-
like they can touch you. Like you are
Right.
like a real thing. You're not just like some
Talking head.
Yeah, man. What's crazy? You were talking about like how like the Patreon and stuff like that. So I'm getting ready to start like a Kickstarter. I haven't done it yet. But another like thing that's been crazy for me is ever since I started like really like doubling down on like focusing on myself and like actually like putting in the work and realizing like, okay, don't worry about getting likes, just work and just be you. I haven't even like doing music is expensive, but like never once did I post like, hey, send me money. Like, hey, can I borrow some money so I can post this video, this and this? Can I get some money from you so I can post ads? Which I mean, I will. Like once I have my Kickstarter, I'm like, look, give me all your money. But
Right.
I never said that, and out of nowhere, people started seeing me like really doing it, like really supporting myself. In the past month, I've had $3,000 just handed to me from
See?
random people. Like I won't say random, but from people that
Yeah.
realize, like, look, he's serious about this. He's like,
This is what he's trying to do.
and every single one of them told me, look, I don't want nothing back. I just want to see you win.
Yeah.
And that's the mindset that I feel
And
like I've always had, and it's karma. I feel like for me,
that
because
is
I've
creating a
I've
community.
helped so many people. I
Absolutely.
don't want anything. I just love to see people win.
No, I completely get that. And honestly, like, that's the thing with this. And it's funny because I have a batch of ads ready to go.
Ads.
Yep. For Hit the Showers in particular. But same idea. Like, for me, it's more like, all right, if I can put enough into this to kind of get it rolling, then you can start to do other things. And that's, I mean, honestly, it's the same with starting any business, right? Like, you've got to have the capital to get it started in order to kind of start that snowball effect.
Listen,
And this
you
is
gotta
the first
lose money,
time-
make money, baby.
This is the first time we've gotten to that point where there is enough capital, expendable capital in order to do that. So we're going to see what we can do over the next year. That's my big focus. That's my big commitment to the network.
Man, that's
over
what
the
I just
next
posted the other day. We'll see this time next year. We'll see who is really working.
Right. No doubt. Which is why I
That's
want to do this
interesting.
summit and have some of these conversations and
Right.
see who's really in.
Right.
Because there were some ideas floated, in the HDS thread the other day that I'm like, all right, what's stopping you?
Right.
Like, you need help getting set up? I can help you get set up.
Right.
Look, everybody has ideas.
Right.
But everybody's not going to put those
Not
ideas
everybody-
to the pavement.
Not everybody has the work effort to actually hop on and do
Listen,
it.
like you said,
and honestly,
this is a squad, baby. It ain't no, you don't have a choice.
well, and that's the thing too. And like, honestly, Cliff, like the work that you have done with Hit the Showers over the last year and a half? Is it 2 years in or 1 year in?
We'll be 2 years in this Super Bowl.
Okay, so the work that
We
you've
started
done.
the Super Bowl.
That's right, because we did
Can we clap
the
for that?
crossover
Like,
episode.
that's an
I
accomplishment.
appreciate that.
Well, and
That's not a small thing.
and I mean, you guys have put out what, like 150 episodes over 2 years?
We're on 160 this either tomorrow or Wednesday.
Okay. So like that's a shit ton of content because those aren't short casts.
Right.
Those are fucking 2-3 hour casts. And what's funny is even though we were down this year for this show for Do Fools Agree because of my schedule and my life,
Right.
Hit the Showers and Foolproof still in the top 2% of amount of content produced of all of podcasts on the Anchor platform.
For real?
Just total hours of content. And that's where I'm like, we are putting in the work. So the next step for us is, all right, I will help self-fund capital where we need to kind of press in. And what I've said, and I've talked about it, and I've got to find somebody else that can do it other than me,
Right.
is like being able to do the clip outs, being able to do the short form stuff.
I got an idea for that.
And I already said, like, if that is, some college or high school kid that we want to pay that is like getting into video editing or something that wants to do it as a side hustle, happy to do that. They can download the raw files from YouTube and then clip them out. Like, it's not hard. It's not hard shit to do to go to a 2-hour video. I give you
Right.
timestamp. Say, take this
Well, that's what I was
90-second
gonna say
clip.
is like the way to do it is have a timer or like take notes as you're recording.
Yep.
Like, and just remember like,
We used to
okay,
do
I just
that.
said something good. Like, mark down that time, and that way it's easy to go back and find it.
Well, that's
Then
what we've been
you
saying.
get
Malcolm
to the
should be doing.
situation where then you get to the situation where you like 0001 to 2.15 clip it.
'Cause as many
I'm
hours
just
of
like-
content as y'all have enough social media content to last the rest of ever.
Right. We've got something insane.
So actually, that makes me think to a big point. Like, so I'm getting ready to start a podcast. I say getting ready as like I have everything set up over here. Like, I just haven't done it yet. Again, everybody has ideas, but they don't do it. Right. So
You got a lot on your plate, though.
I don't want to say the only reason, but the main reason that I'm starting a podcast is because I feel like that is the easiest way for me to get a lot of content without having to do a lot of work.
It is. And I mean, honestly, that's why that was the form that we chose. And what I think we did smart with it, and we've seen ups and downs with it over the years, but doing the live stream video and then cutting it to podcasts, there have been episodes where we get, 25 to 30 people listening and chiming in on the conversation. And those are my favorite episodes where we get that back and forth audience engagement.
Right.
Being able to flip that then to podcasts, the people that aren't going to spend their Friday night with us, like there's no problem with that. But I think it gives you both channels where, especially with our age range, like there are plenty of folks in our same boat where they've got kids, they are home on a Friday night, they're not doing anything else, and so they hop on and listen for a little bit. And even if they don't chime in,
somebody recently
with your
posted
kids.
or said,
well, but they're in
like,
bed by
people
then.
don't take advantage of
Not all of them.
millennials.
Not all of them. Yeah, right.
Like
Don't
people
take
are not
advantage of
taking enough
millennials.
advantage of like the 25 to 35, 40-year-old age group. Because like they're so focused on trying to get the young viewers, but like the young viewers are they want whatever's happening right now. The people that are a little bit older, they want content that they can actually consume.
Right. And that you
And
said
that's
it
where
right
you
there.
win.
I want to consume. I'm not trying to look at your short. I want to see
Right.
the episode that the short came from,
Right,
and let me
exactly.
listen to that.
That's where it starts, though, is you get the attention
It
with the
starts with the
short.
short.
Right, you're right.
And then that feeds into the episode. It's almost like
You're
at
right.
the end of it, there's a card that says, click here to see the full episode, and then it links out to the episode.
Right.
And again, that shit's not hard to do. It just takes time.
Yeah. So, but when it comes to everything taking time, you got to batch it. Like, I don't know what y'all schedule. Well, since y'all do it live, you can't really batch it. But if y'all had a show that wasn't live, knock out 4 or 5 episodes in one day. My baby's over here screaming. Knock out 4 or 5 episodes in one day. You know what I mean? And then that's all your content for a month.
And
Rob,
then
you
You can edit it when you need it.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
That's how I do all my social media content. I'll take like a Sunday and I'll record enough verses or enough snippets to put out Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and then come Sunday I do it again.
It's almost like I don't know, it's not necessarily keep our current schedule, but keep our current schedule and then once a month have a day where everybody kind of like everybody takes an episode, they come back with here's the thing that I think we should clip out,
Right.
and do it that way.
Yeah, because like y'all can go back to so many. Y'all have 160 however many episodes of Hit the Showers. Like y'all have unlimited content to pull from. Like if you can even remember, like dang, in episode 70, I feel like I said something good. Like go pull it.
Well, the thing is
I don't remember what I said on the car ride home. I'm like, I hope I ain't saying anything crazy.
Well, and occasionally we think something is such gold, like in the moment, and we'll cut it out right then and there, like that night. Like I think we've had. It's only been like 2 or 3 of them, but there are the 2 that I remember in particular. I'd RSVP. That was we were trying to come up with what is a more modern way to say I'd hit that, because you're not supposed to objectify women anymore, all that kind of stuff. And Cliff, I think we came up with I'd RSVP.
Right. I'm letting you know I'm coming if you'll have me.
I like it.
And then the other one was
I have to use that.
Cliff went off on some tangent about my now ex-wife.
Oh, don't
and
try
what
to
she
pay
was
me.
doing, and talking about she stopped at an orphanage, had to get out the car, let people out, and like he went off for like just this 2-minute diatribe about like, oh, this is what she's doing. But she went back into the building. The door got ripped off the car, so she had to go back. Just fucking insane. Oh man.
I want to do an episode off shrooms.
Somebody brought up to me the other day, and I said I would have to do it with you, is going to the wild lights on shrooms.
The wild lights.
At the zoo.
Oh, you trying to blow my wig back.
And I would just follow you with the camera like, all right, we keeping an eye on Cliff.
Oh, no. Oh, you thought I was going to do it and you was going to film. Oh, yeah. You're nuts. The fuck? Who finna hold my hand? And whoever hold my hand is off of them with me. Sounds like co-host Mike. I ain't going to no goddamn zoo offering no nothing. Give me water. I'll take water. Nah, but where we at?
I mean, we're about 90 in. Let me hit the chat real quick because you know your boy is in the chat just running its mouth.
Ooh, what did he say? Light skin copperhead.
ring lights in the chat. I expect that to be the nickname on the next hit the showers.
Rings light king.
Hey, I'm not gonna lie. I can definitely picture Malcolm with the
with a ring light.
Lights.
Right.
Malcolm ring light king.
All right, Malk shouting out me when I said the Attitude Era, and then being you all the way regardless of what others think. Fuck them. That was just in line with that conversation.
Please don't feed the snakes.
Brandon, let's do a versus you week. been trying to get Brandon to a show.
Did y'all know that Malcolm used to be a rapper?
Mm-hmm. I've done a song or two with him.
Oh, so he's still been recording?
No, this is years ago. This was years ago. But yeah, I've done a song or two with him. That's Baby Drake.
Baby Drake.
Mm-hmm.
The wormling.
Listen, I ain't gonna lie. Somebody who was a JV was playing one of Moxo songs, and I said, when did Drake ever record that? And he just started laughing. Then the next thing you know is JV's baby mom laughing in the background like, oh, you like Drake now? I said, Mom, you fucking loser.
Man, Malcolm, so he shared his note with me that has so he has this album he's been working on for however long.
That's Baby Drake.
And, he shared his note with me on iMessage. So
they the same complexion.
I can edit his note of his song names. So I'll be going in there and changing his song name. I don't even remember what I changed them to.
You the best champion. Champion
Forever.
music, right? The fuck? That's hilarious.
And then Malk chiming in at the end, been trying to get Brandon to do a show, and he can do it on the network.
He's capping. He
Listen,
never said that.
That's what you should do. You should get your show on the network. We building armies, baby.
Man, we definitely can talk through some things.
We building armies out here. What was we talking about?
Just nonsense.
I'd be
Good
lost.
nonsense, though.
I'd be lost. Do you see what I'm saying? How do I remember what I said if I can't even remember what we was talking about?
Shoot the J.
Shoot it. Listen, I'm gonna keep shooting. I don't care how many miss, motherfucker. That's up to the ball boy. Just keep getting back to me. Listen.
Oh, I do have one thing to drop before we cut out of here.
I feel like I did too, but go ahead.
So mine goes back to our conversation last week in Top 10 Entertainment and talking about how there weren't a ton of good games that dropped this year.
It wasn't a ton of good content that dropped this year.
I don't disagree. I do think next year is going to have a ton. And I think we're coming out of the COVID gap.
Right, and I'm not saying that from private content, like YouTubers and streamers.
Yeah,
your boy Kai Cenat blew up this year and all that. Like that's good shit, right? But
it's my first time rapping it.
Right, but it's but as far as actual consumable content,
yeah,
it was an awful year.
No, it wasn't great, but. We talked specifically about video games, and neither one of us could come up with games. I did play two over the last week and a half that kind of popped for me. And so one was one I played with my son. It's called Unravel. And it's one that's popped up. Yep, that's popped up on a bunch of it's always it's an indie game.
And something else.
It's basically a red and a blue, just they're balls of yarn is what they actually
They look like little devils with the points that they
do
have on their heads.
They do, but So played that with him. That was solid. That was good. That was just
I heard it
good
was a
father-son
good game,
bonding time and that kind of stuff. And then the other one I picked up because it's been on the end-of-year sales on a bunch of shit is Cyberpunk. And I know that game dropped to a bunch of like bugs, issues, all that shit because nobody drops a game in like complete form anymore.
Well, that was the first one too, though, wasn't it? This is the second one.
No, same one. Cyberpunk 2077. Still
It's
the same
the first
game.
one?
Mm-hmm.
Really?
So, yep. And what I will say
So
is,
did they rebrand the drop then?
kind of not. They did because it launched with like a bunch of Keanu's shit.
Like way back.
Right.
Right.
Like 4 or 5 years ago.
Right.
And I will tell you, I picked it up because I've been begging for something to play. And it's a pretty solid game. Like, it's a good mix. It actually mixes what I would call, it mixes GTA and the Deus Ex games.
I heard that every player has its own background.
Yeah.
Like, you can walk up to anyone and they'll
And have a conversation.
Right.
Now, I don't think it's quite that deep, but there is a ton there.
Right.
So I just wanted to bring those two up just because they were two ones that popped.
No, that game's always sound interesting, and even back in the days when it first came out, I wasn't as open to the robot alien bullshit.
Futuristic shit,
right?
Yeah.
But it sounded interesting even back then. I thought that this 2077 was like a reboot, right. I didn't know it was the same game over again. That makes sense though. Because usually if you make a game as big as a GTA, you can't afford to
make another one.
Right.
Yeah. All they've done over the last 3 or 4 years is like they've added additional content and they've fixed a lot of shit. Because the game is not by any means not broken anymore. And I know that was the big feedback at launch, which is why it didn't do well. But that's also the benefit of doing those big AAA
did you buy
games.
It for?
Like $15.
Oh, okay.
It was like I said, it was in one of the end of year sales.
If it's
Hey, you know what that just made me think about?
What's that?
And it takes like the gaming conversation, which is kind of lighter, and turns it into like a more serious topic.
Right.
But something that I've learned from I call her a mentor. She's kind of a mentor to me. She really was a client that turned into like a mentor type role.
Right.
She's a business coach, Rachel Rogers. Something I learned from her, I think the way she words it is launch it ugly. Dang, he's going crazy over here. So the concept behind launch it ugly is like, don't wait until you have all your ducks in a row to put it out there.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
it's almost better to get the feedback.
Yeah, just get it out there. Like, if you don't got a page set up to take payment yet, tell them to Cash App you. Like, if you don't, you know what I mean? Like, if you don't have models wearing your shirt, post just the graphic and say, this is what the shirt's gonna look like. Send me your money. You know what I mean? Like, just get it out there, because once you, like, as you build it, like they say, if you build it, they'll come. But I feel like as you build it, they're gonna come.
Right.
Well, and if it resonates with somebody, they'll stick with you for the journey, and those will probably be your most loyal customers.
Period.
Exactly.
Even your boy DJ Academics, I say it don't hit the showers. Even DJ Academics said he had streams, he didn't have zero viewers.
Mm-hmm.
It takes a while to pop.
It does.
Motherfuckers got to know you serious.
Well, and I think that's been our strong suit. Like, it took us 2 years to get there, but I mean, we got to the 120 subscriber mark, and we're still growing. And is it at the clip we want? No, but at the same time, like, it will get there, and all it takes is one to pop.
It's about your product, and when you got Blue Magic, once somebody tastes it, they on your ass. And my whole thing is, if you love your own product, it ain't no way it's not gonna be good. I like doing this because I like doing this, regardless of anybody else being involved. So I'm gonna continue doing it regardless of if we have 2 or 20 or 2,000 or 2 million viewers.
I completely agree.
If motherfuckers not fall in line but fall on board, ride this arc, baby. It's only 2 of you invited.
No doubt. All right, your boy is still talking smack in the chat, which means he should have jumped on,
He
right?
has the information.
Fun fact about
You
Brandon.
got the
he used to have
Addy, baby.
used
You
to
got
have
the
a-
Addy.
He does.
Pull up.
Talking about Brandon's stalker Jello Flame.
Oh
Look,
no,
man.
who's Jello?
And also
Flame?
getting into a fight at the mall
That sound like a
with a gay
ICP
rapper named D-Lo.
fan. You got in a
Look.
fight with a gay rapper at the mall named D-Lo. D-Lo is a good gay rapper name.
Ain't it?
That is a good fucking gay
Wait.
rapper name.
Oh,
I got a dad joke that popped on TikTok this week. What do you call a gay drive-by?
Hold up.
I saw this.
Hold
Hold
up.
on, I think I saw
Hold up. Don't say it yet, Brandon, if you got it.
I can't think of it. I swear I saw it though.
A gay drive-by.
That's how you know. That's how you know we're dads when we see the same.
Right,
TikTok.
no shit.
Nah, I might not be that old yet.
A fruit roll-up.
A fruit roller. That's fucked up. Golly.
Oh, man. Don't cancel us. That was somebody else's joke.
But you said it. And if they spin the block, it's a fruit by the foot.
But to speak to Jello Flame, man, I swear it was Malcolm.
but that
had this,
wasn't the gay rapper.
fake Facebook page.
Oh, it was probably Malcolm. I don't disagree.
I feel like it had to be, because it was like this. I don't even know what the picture was. It was like this dark skinned dude with like some big lips and like heart glasses or something, and he would comment on all my pictures like, "Oh, you're so cute," and like all types of crazy stuff.
It was
And to
definitely
this
Malcolm.
day, I swear it was Malcolm.
It was definitely Malcolm. Malcolm Ringleg King.
Boy, he giving up too much information in the chat. He giving up his alter ego.
He goes.
Listen, I'm just.
Was he also the gay rapper in the mall?
Listen.
No, that was a real rapper, and
Okay.
nobody really knew he was gay until like way later.
Okay.
Like it came
All
out,
right.
and then it was like Now it all makes sense.
It's all
Listen.
connecting now.
Well, I don't know. Y'all should have known he was the gay rapper when everybody didn't tuck their chains. They tucked their drawers down into their motherfucking jeans. They was like, oh, let me D-Lo come around. You pull my pants up. Can't be sagging around D-Lo.
This might be our cue to wrap
I'm
this up
sorry. We love everybody.
before we get canceled.
We love everybody. I'm just saying, if you a gay rapper named D-Lo, you better not be sagging. That's all I
Hey, but
got
look,
to
it
say.
was like when Jerkin first came out, so it was like skinny jeans and sagging. And look, and so like I wear skinny jeans now, but back
Oh,
then
shit.
I didn't at all. Like I was the dude that was like, I will never put on a pair of skinny jeans. Like I was the tall T, 2 sizes too
Man,
big.
you don't know how to lean
baggy
with it,
jeans
rock
in
with
the
it.
club.
You don't know how to lean with it, rock with it. You,
Yeah.
you was after them times. We had a, I'm not even going to say that. I'm not even going to say that.
Correction. I had sex with kids.
Listen. I'm not going to say it. You won't trick me into it. That's incrimination. But there was a use for tall tees back in my day, is what I will say. If you know, you know. That's all I got.
All right. Brandon, you got anything you want to drop before we cut out of here? Where can people find
When
you?
we gonna get just Brandon Jr.'s Churchill Downs freestyle? Because it seemed like he was putting it together off to the side while we was recording.
Wait, say that again.
When we gonna get just Brandon Jr.'s Churchill Down freestyle?
Man, look,
He was writing that shit off to the side.
So look,
He was like,
my
what
stepson, he has a song.
Oh, for real?
It's like a year old now, and we need to just go ahead and shoot the video. But no, he got a whole song it's really fire.
Then put
And,
it out, baby.
Look, so I started him a YouTube channel, and we put out one video, and like so like I'm a videographer too, so like that's how I make my money.
Yeah.
And it's just like it's really hard to like go to work after you're done working. So like I'll shoot his videos and then it's like, I gotta edit this.
Right. And you put it off. Right.
So, and he stays on me too. Like he wants to do it. I gotta like
Well,
double
maybe
down
you
and
need
just
to
knock it out.
let him watch you edit other videos so he can learn to sit at the computer and do it himself.
Yeah,
And
I
he
just gotta get
prepare-
him his own computer because he ain't getting
Listen.
on mine.
I feel you there.
No, yeah, that's a good fucking point.
He's
right
7,
there.
so it's like maybe if he was like 12, he could get on here and use my program.
Right. No, you right about that. Can't lead a horse to water if he can't saddle up. He's still too young to saddle up, little nigga. But once you are, we'll get you to the lake.
Yeah, no, he's on it. Like I asked him what he wants to do, man. He's like, I want to be a photographer, a videographer. I want to be a streamer. I want to rap. He's like, I want to do all of it.
That's what's
That's
up.
awesome. I mean,
That is.
the video editing stuff is a good skill set to have, period.
In general.
Definitely.
Especially if you've got the eye for it.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so where can the people find you?
Man, that's just Brandon.com. My TikTok and IG are both at that's just Brandon. I don't really be on Twitter.
Or
Yep.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
OHTHATS just Brandon.
okay.
Twitter is real just Brandon because they won't let you put a long enough name to make it. Oh, that's just Brandon.
Gotcha.
Right,
And then Facebook.com/oh that's just Brandon. Like if you Google oh that's just Brandon, or if you Google just Brandon, you'll be able to find pretty much whatever you need to. There's like 1 or 2 other just Brandons that don't really matter.
That's right.
Well,
You'll
I
make
will.
it a
topic of
I will make
conversation.
sure that the Foolproof channel socials all follow you too, so we get that going back.
Yeah,
and forth.
definitely. Yeah, I'll tag y'all in all the content. I'll send the collab requests on Instagram. We're gonna
Good deal.
grow.
There,
Yes,
good
sir.
Deal. There we go. Now, Cliff, do you know what the Foolproof Entertainment Network handles are?
No, I do not. I didn't even know we had them.
At Foolproof Net.
I'm just playing.
Honestly, we don't post a shit ton because most of it's still tied to mine, but
And it's what? At Foolproof what now?
at Foolproof Net
At Foolproof Net. What's the net?
Network.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
Hey,
Same
so I'm
reason,
about to
'cause you
challenge
can't do
y'all. I'm gonna
Foolproof
challenge y'all to use
Entertainment
my
Network.
method.
All right, what's your
Okay.
method?
I'm challenging y'all to use my method. I need to go ahead and get it trademarked and all that extra stuff. So I just literally today I just finished writing my ebook. I don't know when I'm going to drop it yet, but
I don't
my
even
method
know what that
it's
is,
called
my
the
dude.
30-30 method.
What's the ebook?
It's just a book that's only online.
Oh, okay.
But so like
That's
my
a
ebook
book,
is,
motherfucker.
I mean yeah. But so it's called Local Rapper, but like it applies to like a lot of different things.
Okay, what's the challenge?
But so
I like
the method
challenges.
is I call it the 30-30 method. And all it is on every social media platform that you're active on, post a video like in the Reels format. So like on Instagram it's a reel, on Facebook it's a reel, on TikTok it's a TikTok, on YouTube it's a short. On every single one of those, you can post the same content on every channel, but for 30 days straight, post a reel or a TikTok, whatever you want to call it.
One? Like one every day?
Every
Yeah.
single day, post one.
30
Every single
seconds.
day. So I did this just this past month, and I haven't stopped. I started with 30 days, and I think I'm on like day 40 now.
That's awesome.
That is what's up. That's a
I've
lot.
gained-
Okay.
Over 700 followers on Instagram in however many days I've been doing this. I ran ads on TikTok, so I don't really count those numbers, but I've gained like 1,500 followers on TikTok. My Facebook engagement is up. I think it was like 900%. And it's just crazy because like it just proves that like consistency really does work.
It does matter.
Right.
Yeah, I agree with that. All right.
That's my challenge, and y'all don't got to start tomorrow. But once y'all start it, like loop
First
me
of
in.
the year. First
30
of the year.
days. I want to know
think
I want to
that's
know
a good, that's a good start.
what changes.
Let's do the first of the year.
And we can map it out, and you and I can tag team it back and forth.
Yeah, that'll work because that's a lot.
It is a lot.
It
but
is.
A lot
It
of
seems like a
clipping,
lot
of-
until you get into the groove and like until you start like realizing like, oh, I can post a 10-second reel. Like it don't
Right.
gotta be like a long amount of content.
Right.
It's almost. Let me tell you, would be a good.
And I'm sure there's probably at least 3 to 5 per episode.
And you know what we could do too is we could take a segment from the show and use it as the feeder for it. Meaning, take inadvertent thoughts. Say your inadvertent thought in the reel, and then we carry that over to the show if there's more to talk about than just the thought. You know what I mean? So the 30 seconds is just, hey, you ever think about, and that's all the reel is, and then if we want to, we can come back to that in the show.
That's interesting.
And again, that's something that could be like 10 to 30 seconds, and that's it.
And
So
there's gonna be days when you don't have anything to post. Like I try my best to make sure I batch enough content to last the week, but every once in a while it's like, dang, it's 8 o'clock at night and I haven't like got anything ready to go yet. So I'll even, just to make sure I'm still posting something, I'll take a picture or I'll take a quote and post it as a reel with music behind it. And like that's my post for the day. You know what I mean? So it doesn't always have to be like new content. You can recycle content.
That's interesting though. I like that.
We could
longer clip
just
and make it
post
short.
some of Brandon's content and cross over.
Yeah. All the content I pull from this, I'll send y'all. Y'all can use that too.
Good shit.
Hell yeah. No, I like that challenge. I really do.
Well, the thing is I think it's manageable for us. One, I think 10 to 30 seconds from either one of us every day should be doable. Two, it doesn't have to just be you and I. Like, this is something where we could get the rest of the crew on.
Right. And it doesn't necessarily have to be a clip either, huh?
No. It could just be a thought, whatever. And to Brandon's point, if that's something that we could do, again, with the idea of doing the Foolproof Summit, carve out 2 hours. Everybody just take 20 minutes, write down little 10-second snippets you think we could do.
Right. No, I follow. I like that.
Because it's like, and the reason to do it as a reel and not just as a regular post is because reels reach content outside, like people outside of your follower base.
Right.
They get picked up.
Right.
All right.
I like that.
All right, challenge.
And for y'all, like your show goes live on YouTube. I feel like, and I could be wrong, but I feel like when these social platforms like introduce new things, they really want you to use it, so they're more likely to push that content.
Yeah.
So
you hit
I
the
feel like
algorithm.
not enough people are taking advantage of YouTube Shorts right now.
Yeah.
Right. No, I've been saying that.
Like, I mean, I wasn't doing it until like, even when I did like my 30 days, I wasn't doing YouTube Shorts every day because I'm like, it's just a YouTube
That would be
short.
the only thing I would hit. I don't even know how to do it. I don't know how to do that shit.
And that's what's crazy is like a lot of people don't even realize like, yo, this is way easier than I thought it was.
Right.
Well, and that's the thing too. Like, if we were to divvy it up and be able to say, you know, Malk, I know, is active on TikTok. I'm active. I view on TikTok, but I'm not active on.
I'm not active.
I'll
on
do Instagram.
anything,
I'll do
but
Facebook.
I
I'll
have
do
them
Twitter.
all.
Like,
Not a TikTok, but
yeah. So
I got a Twitter and a
challenge
Instagram.
accepted. We'll let you know when we're starting it.
Let's do it.
January.
All right, Cliff, you got anything to take us out?
Love everybody. Even if they got their hand out, keep an eye on them.
Good words. All right, do us a favor, like, share, subscribe, all that stuff.
Absolutely.
And don't feed the fucking snakes.
Don't feed the snakes.
God damn it.
All right, we out. Peace out, fools.